How do? It's time for Stereo Scooter and Spider. It's Old Scooter. Spider and Old Scooter. I've only said it 147 times, so it slips away sometimes. Anyway, this is the ever experimental range of the game. We're going to try this editing BS again, the pre-edit, where I try to decide to stop and start the recording based on what I'm doing. The name of this thing actually is the Klotho Spinners edition of Spider and Old Scooter, and we'll get to that in a minute. I've got the great news about Klotho. Ta-da! Okay, we'll start the game. Do the 2 suits version. The game itself is Spider Solitaire iMac version 2014. I don't know what's on the new iMacs, if anything. And we're going to try to play a little bit of the game, the first deal. I see a 6 and a 7 of different colors. I see a queen and a king of different colors, etc., etc. So that's the way I'm going to have to play it. I typically start with the high ones. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's habit. Okay, that gives me 2 5s for that 6. First I'll move the 6 on that 7. I have 3 5s for that 6. So this first hand is going to have a certain amount of that redundancy and repetition in it. Got 2 plays out of that one. Got 1 play out of that one. 1, 2. Queen doesn't do anything, so try this 2. A king, another red king. So I don't really know which I like best. I guess I like the first one best. Oops, get over there. I'm sort of mumbling again tonight because my throat is just not with it for the last few nights. Sometimes in mid-afternoon it seems to deteriorate. So maybe I should record my game before mid-afternoon, huh? Smart idea. But I hope you can put up with a little graveliness. So since these 5s didn't do much before, I have no reason to believe they do any more now. So I'll try that. Doesn't do anything worth a hoot. So there. I have played the first deal. And I'll be back with some Klotho news in a minute. Boom. There it is, the Klotho news. This is my blog, seniorjunior.blogspot.com, and the lead article today is Good News Among the Bad. The bad being, of course, all the stuff you know about. I have 2 pictures of a brain. They were both from, I forget where they were from. Let's see. They were from the LA Times. Okay. Great brain pictures down there, and I plucked them to put them in my blog. And this one says old, and this one says younger. The implication being this Klotho mystery. I might young you up a little if you read top to bottom. Remember that, Klotho. It says Klotho. Sounds like a laundry product, but it's another step in the longevity ladder. Longevity is of interest to me as I get out of the long end of the longevity curve. So I said there's more to come and so forth, and I referred to a couple of other things in my blog about this one, for instance, which is that it's called Anti-Aging Pills Aplenty, and it's all about all the things people are doing and taking, including me in some instances, to try to slow down the aging process. So anyway, those things are up there. Then, Klotho. I tell you, if you Google Klotho and longevity, Klotho and neurodegenerative disease, Klotho and Alzheimer's, Klotho and Parkinson's, etc., you'll find there's a ton of stuff. So I just picked a few, and this one is in Science Daily, one of the news popularizers. They write where dummies like me can read it. I outlaw in this little point, scientists have found that administering a fragment of the Klotho protein, not the whole protein, just the fragment, to young, aging, or impaired mice, the whole sort of any mouse you can think of, it rapidly improves their cognitive and physical performance. Now, granted, you're not a mouse, I'm not a mouse. Some people have accused me of mouse-like behavior, but I'm not a mouse. And nearly all of the actual in situ research is on mice so far, but there's quite a lot of research on the human side of Klotho too, and pretty soon we'll know whether these things apply, but I like to think of it. Here's another one about Klotho. This is in the NCBI Resources PMC, National Library of Medicine. I'm sure you read it all the time. Perhaps you go there on Sunday evenings and have a good read. But anyway, small molecule Klotho, that's the part of a Klotho we heard about in the previous article. It enhances as novel treatment of neurodegeneration. And neurodegeneration fans are things like Alzheimer's disease, post-stroke, crushed brain stuff, all that. Apparently with mice, poor devils have the strokes induced and so forth, or they're genetically designed so they will get Alzheimer's right away. In all those cases, this Klotho, which is a peptide, I think, sometimes acts as a hormone. I'm a little slow in all this biomedical stuff, but I read a lot. So here was the last one I'll show you. This was in the primo source of credible information, Science Magazine, the official journal of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. And here it is. It had this short article on Klotho. It says, males making extra Klotho, and they make it because they were genetically engineered to do it. I'm not sure how you get your Klotho without getting your genes modified so far, but I'm sure it's right around the corner, or I just haven't found it yet. Males making extra Klotho lived up to 30% longer than normal males, and the mutant females survived 20% longer than the normal counterparts. I don't think they know why it works better on males than females, but they'll figure it out. Anyway, 3 quickies there about Klotho, and I thought you'd like to know. It's just more of what is thundering down the time track that's going to end up in actual longevity medicine, and people are going to be living so long you'll be super sick of them by the time they finally go away. But if I succeed in extending my aging process, I'll try to be unobtrusive and quiet and not get in your hair. So anyway, I'll take that up later and go back to the spider game. I'll play a couple of deals and see if anything's happening, and then bring you right back. Here we are again. I hardly went away, did I? This is amazing. But anyway, I have played to this point in the game where I have 1 deal left. Haven't been doing very well. Have made no scores. I'm now $85 in the hole. It's $500 to play, $550 to break even. $50 house margin, $1 a move till you hit 50 moves, and it's $10 a move. Well, I've only done 35 moves. I'm to the last deal. I have not punched a hole in the thin blue line, so you can see where it is. So I'll play the hospice round with you, and then I'll tell you about the Bluetooth spinner qual. What do you say about a Bluetooth spinner? How about gaw? 6, 9, see, I told you it's not much happening in this game. But that's okay. I mean, it really is. It's a fine game whether you win or lose. It lets you move things around on the board. You know, that's distracting. Takes your mind off the news, which needs some mind taken off if I ever saw it. I did go to a political meeting this afternoon to a bunch of Democrats in the East Mountains outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Met 2 vibrant, young, first-time politicians, both young women. in their 40s, I'm reckoning. Very smart, very articulate. One is running for a county commissioner with a strange and split district. Half of it over here in the East Mountains, well, a quarter of it or less, and the rest of it in the city of Albuquerque itself. It's sort of the southeast or central southeast quadrant. So, a very complicated district, and she wants to be county commissioner. Right now, the current county commissioner, a guy named Wayne Johnson, is going to run for the mayor of Albuquerque. He's termed out anyway. So, you can see I've gone nowhere fast here with the old gamey poo. Last night, when I was having all the technical difficulties, and stopped the game because the video had frozen or something trivial like that, I went on after that and finished the game and cleaned the board. Made like $600. So, I know you don't believe me, but it's true. And the fish that got away was that long. It's hard to do how long something is in a small window. Something I'm sure plagues you from day to day. Alright, that's it for that. So I'm going to talk for a minute, put up this strange stereo thing. This happened by accident, by the way. I was pushing buttons, and this is another program, Photo Booth, and it's shooting in mirror image. So when I look at it, it's like I look in the mirror. If I put my hand on my left cheek, it's just like in the mirror, you know, it's on that same set of, and things written like Obama, Biden are reversed, mirror imaged. But I thought it looked so weird, I'd do it a bit, kind of just head doing like this. It's maybe if you really crossed your eyes and put both images together, the ceiling would fall in. I don't know what would happen. So anyway, but news I just glanced across it is that Bluetooth spinners. This is a spinner. I think I showed you we had one. Apparently all the rage. I never heard of them until somebody told me about it. And they, you mean you don't know about spinners mode? And so I read, well, one of them caught fire, burst of fire. I said, well, what, did the bearing get hot or what? But it's a Bluetooth, and it has a Bluetooth slot in the edge there, and lights come on when you turn it on. It has a little switch right here, and so when you spin it, you get this psychedelic light show, and it has a speaker in it. Instead of these holes, it's solid, and one of them's a speaker, so you can have your phone over here listening to one of the music sites, and the music will come out of the spinner. And, I mean, I don't understand the spinner, period, basic, never mind any Bluetoothing. I just don't get it. But I've got one because my granddaughter gave it to me. Insightful young lady. But one was charging and burst into flames. The young lady took it and doused it. I don't know whether she got hurt or not, but anyway, it's a truly bizarre 21st century story. A Bluetooth spinner. Well, there you go. Now you know about Klotho and Bluetooth spinners. There's hardly any more I can do. I appreciate your patience. Sorry I didn't win the game. I would have yelled and screamed and made a fool of myself if I had. You hate to miss that spectacle, I know. So, be as sweet as you can. Sat down with our old sick dog today. She fell down, couldn't get up for a little while. Sat down in a place of our very special ants. We have jillions of them this year that like driveways. Antus drivewayficus or something. And we were there for like 10 minutes till she got her strength back and could walk in the house. And I was sitting down beside her, comforting her. And those sweet little ants never got on us. They were all around us. Nobody crawled on me. Nobody crawled on her. They never bite, even if they crawl on you. But I think they respected the situation and stayed away. So here's to the ants tonight. God bless them. And you. All those you treasure. Good night.